So we're back out here again today. I spent a good time out here yesterday. Finished welding up the one exhaust. So now you can go in the car and I can weld up the muffler. So I finished the header as well completely. So I cut the one little port off. I guess that was probably for like some kind of air-fuel ratio thing. But I lopped it off and then welded it up. So, and then welded the rest of the pipe up and half the V-band on. Well, while I was at it, I realized I had a can of high heat paint, so I hit a coat of that on there. I swapped this fender out because my old fender didn't have the mount for the headlight on it. And then this fender over here was missing it as well, but the spare fender that I had was mangled towards the door. So I got a little intricate with that. So I had some fun with that, as a matter of fact. So you can see there's the front half. It's primer. It's not silver, it's primer. So, and then it's riveted every inch just to give it a cool look. This car is not meant to be pretty. It's just for giggles. So I fit the carbon fiber hood on because I have plans for the steel hood. Might try something with that before too long. But I had to notch a little bit of it out to clear the carburetor. So I still have to clearance the scoop and still build. I'm not going to do that till after I build the actual intake, cold air intake part of it. So, but that's on here. And then I started fitting the headlights. Now, these headlights might not sound like the headlights might not sound like they're difficult, but I had to mount them in the correct holes on the fender. But this bar actually gets in the way. The old sheet metal deal that went, this snuck up real close on it. It was nowhere near as thick as this bar is. So I had to I took my heat gun and just heated up the top of the headlight and pushed up on it, wedged it till it cooled to where it just concaved around the bar. So I started making a template. I made a template here. So this will go like so. So, and then when it goes to the other side, it just goes opposite. So, this got to come down more on that side, but a little different. So, and then the grill still bolts on, so it's good to go. While I was at it, it's been cold, and I don't want to spend too much fuel out here. I pulled the alternator off to do. I took that to my local place, Minute Nights, Amish, whatever you want to call them. I think these are actually Minute Nights because they use power, but they still have a minimalistic lifestyle. So I took the alternator to them. They're going to put new bearings in it, clean it up, make it pretty, and convert it to a one-wire alternator. And then what I did is I made a mock-up of the power steering line that I needed. The piece is missing off of it. But I made a mock-up of it to get another one made. So they ended up, so this hose ended up costing me almost $50 because by the time I had to get this little adapter piece to go to, I think that's a 6AN, and then a weld-on piece. And then I had to go to my Amish guys to get this brazed to have the fitting done because they didn't have the adapter to this. So, but hooking up the power steering, I can now bolt the header on permanently on the passenger side. So, and since we're good on that, I can actually show you the inside of the car. It's a little dark in here, but oh well. So, after it was having some wiring issues, or issues trying to get the wiring going. Come to find out, when I was hunting down out a blown fuse, I found out there was a big connector that was not hooked up. And after I hooked that up, all my pretty much issues kind of disappeared. So, I was able to use the pinout that I figured out off the back of the original instrument cluster. So it was good to go. So, as you can see, I have a voltage meter, gives me a digital readout. Speedometer, which the GPS sensor is over there. I have a left turn signal, right turn signal, and high beam, and with the lights on. These are hard to see because they're just little iridescent bulbs. I want to get some LEDs, but I can't make up my mind because the speedometer's red. This thing is, the tack is blue. I thought I could change the color, but I guess not. So, is what it is. I still have to build something for here, which what I'm going to end up doing is running a secondary switch for the ignition, probably. And, well, the ignition switch works, but the key comes right out. Like, it falls out after the fact. I guess because it's worn down or whatever, but I'm going to, like I said, make aluminum panel for here, run the heating ducts. All the trim panel fits here, so that'll be hidden. But I'm going to put a switch for a starter button, because I don't have one of those. I have to make one. I couldn't. The starter goes through the compute. The starter relay ends up going through the computer to the main relay and then to the starter. Since the computer's not in the car, I'm skipping over it. And I have to run fuel pump switch for the fuel pump. And the fan. I'll run the fan. So, but it's like I said, it's coming along. Once the headlights are mounted, I gotta make finish making the rest of the two mounts for the radiator, and then we can start worrying about that. And then like the hood latch, that's gotta go on. But it's I'm getting there. So and the driver's side exhaust, which I may or may not start that this evening. But like I said, I'm just gonna keep giving you guys updates for now on this one. Till we get to the next build. Trying to get this car out of here. I want to start on the next vehicle. So.